All surrounding areas, you tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts now. It's Friday. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, and after watching the January 6th shenanigans last night, I am a peed off Clay Edwards. And I hope y'all are too. And I hope you don't forget it come vote time. When it's time to share your votes. Hope you do not share it with folks who voted for this January 6th nonsense. Michael Guest. All right. If you want to call in the Mac Hike of Flowwood phone line, it's 601-879-0002. That is Mac Hike of Flowwood. You can check them out online at MacHikeCDJRF.com. And now, look, man, just go by and see them. Say, hey, man, heard it on the Clay Edwards Show. Heard y'all good God-fearing Americans over here. I need to buy a truck. Ask for Corey, Brandon, or my buddy Abe is over there now too, and Parker also. So all four managers, friends of mine, go see them right there in Flowwood on Lakeland Drive at Airport Road. Guns and Gear text line 769-241-1944, located right there at 1716 Highway 51 North in Madison. Check them out online, gunsandgearms.com, the home of No Limit Ammo. That's Guns and Gear. Go see Hunter and the team. And again, the text line is 769-241-1944. Now, we're going to bounce back and forth between two worlds a little this morning. I'm going to raise hell about January 6th. And I've also got a buddy of mine, Mr. Daniel Tate, in the studio, and he is hosting a strongman competition tomorrow, like the real deal strongman stuff like you see on ESPN, carrying boulders and throwing kegs and all kind of stuff. Daniel, good morning, brother.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm well.
So look, man, obvious question here, or at least obvious to me, is what makes a guy in Mississippi get into strongman stuff? How did you decide that this is the route you wanted to go? Did you get bored with just regular working out and said, this isn't doing it for me no more?
Exactly. I was powerlifting in the local gym, training for nothing, just to be strong as I could find myself to be. And me and my wife went to the Arnold in Ohio, the Arnold Classic, to watch the professional strongmen. And between their main events, we watched the amateur championships. So the winner of the amateurs gets a pro card. And we were watching them. I had no idea that they had amateur strongman competitions. So on my way home from that, we looked up and found a strongman competition in Hattiesburg, and we started competing there and haven't stopped. That was about 3 years ago.
You know, you do reach a point where you're in the gym and you've kind of got into the way that you're going to work out. It's like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not getting outside my box much. And frankly, it gets boring. And God bless the people that stick with it. You know, through the boredom and through the motivation, you know, they keep finding the discipline to continue going. But to find a new technique or a new style, I guess it's the same way if you're training for in karate and you decide to try jiu-jitsu or kickboxing or whatever the case may be. You know, you want to learn a new discipline. Because that's what this is a different discipline. And it's very interesting. I've watched a bunch of your videos. You call it fireman carry. I call it fireman carry. But the amount of weight you pick up and carry. Tell us, what are throw some weight numbers around here. Like, how much weight are you guys moving around?
So, for example, farmer's carries or fireman carries, we measure that in weight in each hand. So the most I've ever done is 305 a hand. And we went 50 feet down with a turn and 50 feet back with that at Nationals, Masters Nationals.
I mean, I'm embarrassed to even say this. I'm doing 55 in a hand for 200 feet. And right, based on the amount of circles I walk around my shop with it. I try to do three laps in this little deal I do with 55 in each hand. And I'm going up 5 pounds here and there. You got to start somewhere, I guess.
Right.
But you're doing 610 pounds basically.
Yes.
And so 305 a hand.
Yeah, and that's
for how much?
That's respectable. 305 a hand. I went 60 seconds almost to make it back to the start line.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 270.
270. How tall are you?
6 foot.
6 foot. You got about 10 pounds on me, and I got about 3 inches on you. So, good Lord, all muscle.
No.
So look, man, you've got a competition coming up tomorrow out at the Johnson Milling Company in Clinton, Starts at 9 a.m. It's no cover charge.
Correct.
People can come in. They can watch the stuff take place. It's too late to enter, so just it is what it is. You want to go and if you're bored with your normal workout, it's just you want some entertainment. Go out and check it out. I think I'm gonna come out there and check it out. What time does it start?
9 a.m. 9, yes, sir.
How long is it gonna last?
We're gonna try to be pretty quick about it and get done by 1:30 or 2. That's my goal.
Yeah, and so how does there's a podium? I assume there's three people placed. How does all that work?
So we have 3 different classes. Since we're kind of new as a competition, we have open men, open women, and we have an adaptive class. So there'll be top 3 that are competing for cash and prizes that some of the sponsors have donated to help promote the Strongman. And the adaptive guys, we have one guy that's a cancer survivor that's missing a leg, and he's competing. Got a guy coming in from Texas that's a paraplegic. So those 2 guys will be going at it. The one of those men has been won the title of America's Strongest Man with Disabilities.
That's the kind of stuff that I think it would do a lot of us good to go watch those guys and remember what they're able to overcome and accomplish when we're complaining about our little daily struggles and whatnot. I don't want to belittle anybody's daily struggle because everybody deals with stuff differently. But when you see stuff like that, it's like, okay, let me hit the reset button here.
Yes.
I was watching a fellow on my Facebook page the other day that lives out in Brandon. He's paralyzed, I think it's from the waist down. And he was doing this transition where he gets himself up off the floor into his wheelchair by himself. And he videoed because he said it was the first time he'd been able to. I don't know how long he's been in a wheelchair or anything like that, but he was working with a trainer. And he was so proud of himself getting himself up like that. It was awesome. It was very humbling to watch. And it's kind of the same thing. It's like, man, I really need to reset what upsets me and kind of what I use as an excuse to not do something, like getting up every morning.
Right.
It's just a little thing, or not going to the gym. Like, I'm not going to go to the gym today. I'm a little sore. Or I'm tired after work, and I ain't going to work out today. And then you see some guys like that, and it's like, shut up, Clay.
Yeah,
Get up.
Josh Smith is he lives in Hattiesburg. He's the guy that's he's missing a leg. Call him No Leg, No Problem. He's very inspiring. Both those guys, watch them pull a dump truck hand over hand. Those guys are pretty amazing.
Gosh dang. Anybody gonna be pulling a dump truck? What are going to be some of the competitions out there tomorrow?
So we'll have basically 5 events. One of our events is called the King of the Keg and Queen of the Keg, and they'll do a medley of carry a keg for 100 feet, and then they'll press a keg, and then they'll load a keg over a bar, and the total there will give them determine who the winner is.
Then they drink the keg?
No, they can after, or they could. I don't mind if they drink a little bit while they're doing it.
Yeah, kegs need to be cold. They don't pour right hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I owned bars for a few years, so I know all too much about kegs, all too much. All right, well, look, man. So, Daniel, how can they get in touch with you, or how can they find out information on this if they're listening to this? And look, if you're listening to the podcast later and you missed it, go follow Daniel on Instagram, man. He's got a bunch of cool stuff. How can they follow you and find out about this and all that good stuff?
So my handle is Tate PRS, and you can follow me there. You can follow the Strongman Smackdown, and you can look us up on the website. It's massa.rocks.
Massive.rocks?
Massa. It's Mississippi Association of Strength Athletes.
So M-A-S-S-A?
M-A-S-A.
M-A-S-A.
Yes, sir.
.rocks.
Yes, sir.
I like that. Better than a .com.
Well, we lift rocks.
I like it.
Yes.
So you can customize your dot now?
I don't know how that works.
Right, either way, I need to get some .talk for mine instead of .com. All right, well, look, man, so again, we're going to kind of jump back in and out of that because I think this is a great conversation. I love the strongman stuff. Been watching it for years, and I started following Tate, Daniel on Instagram, and just I've been entranced by the videos. It's like, that is some heavy stuff. You do this every day, and you got your kid doing it now too, right?
Yeah, we feel our whole family gets out there in the garage and does all this.
That's good stuff, man. I mean, do your kids play sports, or do your son play football or anything?
No, sir. I have 3. One just graduated junior college, and the other 2 are pretty small.
Just strong men, just a house full of strong men.
I'm trying to get them that way.
That's good stuff there. All right, look, man, so January 6th, I was watching the shenanigans last night, and I wanted to reach to the screen and choked Liz Cheney. Figuratively, of course, FBI, I know y'all are listening. And she made the comment that there's going to be a day when Trump is gone. Apparently not. He's living rent-free in y'all's heads. Apparently he's never going to be gone. Orange Man is living rent-free like Freddy Krueger in these people's heads. It's like Nightmare on Pennsylvania Avenue every night with these folks. And Bennie compared us to the KKK, for Christ's sake. Compare Republicans to the Klan. We all know the Klan was Democrats. Y'all know it. I know it. He know it. She know it. Everybody know it, as Lil Wayne would say. All right. Look, again, if you guys want to call in, Back Hike a Flowwood phone line, 601-879-0002, and the Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. I'm joined by Mr. Daniel Tate, strongman extraordinaire, in the studio. Got his big event, the Strongman Smackdown tomorrow in Clinton. We'll be right back on 103.9 WYAB.
America, you love your country, so it goes without saying that you also love your ride. And Auto Armor in Flowwood wants to help you make that ride shine. Auto Armor in Flowwood is Central Mississippi's premier automotive detail and ceramic coating shop, servicing any type of vehicle, including ATVs, boats, and more. Need just a quick detail or paint correction? Auto Armor can make it happen. But if you're set to hit the road in a blaze of glory while flying the old red, white, and blue, Auto Armor should be your first and last call to give your ride a full ceramic coating. Auto Armor is locally owned and operated by the loud and proud American patriot Clay Edwards. Auto Armor also proudly backs the blue, all military and first responders. So don't forget to ask for your discount. Call 601-260-0858. 601-260-0858. Or stop in today, fellow Americans. Auto Armor is located at 4394 Mangum Drive in Flowwood. Online at AutoArmorMS.com. Auto Armor, unapologetically American.
Clay Edwards Show. This segment is going to be brought to you by, how about my good buddy, Mr. Jason Anderson, and his team over at Lakeland Glass and Tint, where quality matters. So if you need your home, your car, or your business window tinted, that's right, they do buildings as well. Get up with Lakeland Glass and Tint. They are your go-to tint shop in the area. But hey, they're more than that. Do you need a windshield in your vehicle? That's where they cut their teeth at. They got the glass shop right over there on Lakeland Drive. The tent shop has moved over to Flowwood Drive, to their new campus there, right across from River Oaks ER, there at the red light at Parkway. Anyway, you'll see it. It just says LGT on the sign over there. And they also are now doing wraps on your vehicles, businesses, walls, whatever you need a wrap with your logo or some kind of graphics, they can do all that too. So look, man, give them a shout, 601-946-1000, or check them out online at lakelandglassandtint.com. All right, so we got a few texts on the Guns and Gear text line here. It said, somebody's just following up, said, yes, the domains are customizable. You're no longer restricted to .coms. Good to know there, man. Thank you for that information. Let's see here. I think I got a few more texts. I know dead air sounds terrible. I do apologize. All right, that's it on the text here. So, in studio, we've got Mr. Daniel Tate, strongman. Got a big competition this Saturday or tomorrow out in Clinton at Johnson Milling.
Yes, sir.
At Johnson Milling, starting at 9. Hey, so where is, for people that don't know, because I'm one of them, where is Johnson Milling at in Clinton?
It's off of, I think I'll have to look up the address. I'll get you that.
Okay, cool. So roundabout, where is it?
It's close to the railroad tracks. If you're on that bridge on the main drag,
yeah,
you can see it from that bridge.
So that's Spring Ridge there. So if you turn off 80 by MC and go over the bridge, I got it. All right, so look, January 6th. Well, we'll get back to the strongman stuff here in just a second. Real quick, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. Yesterday in Meridian, a former JPD cop and an active current Meridian policeman was killed in the line of duty. Kenneth Kroom. So we want to send our condolences out to Mr. Kroom and his family and friends and coworkers. He was killed in the line of duty, saving some children from a deranged man who there is a manhunt for right now. And I've got Dark Horse Press now pulled up to reference this story. Let me see here. Everybody got the emergency updates last night. So his name's Deontay, I believe, and he's driving a black Nissan Armada. So y'all be on the lookout for that. He is armed and dangerous, obviously. He killed his wife or fiance, and he has killed an officer in the line of duty. So the guy was a former cop, too, in Newton. I believe Newton police officer. Let's see here. Dante Bender is his name. Dante Bender. So if you know Dante Bender, you see a black Nissan Armada, be on the lookout. I think it's an 03 model, so it's one of those big tanks of an Armada. And armed and dangerous. And to the best of my knowledge, he has not been caught yet. All right. Daniel, did you get us an address?
Yes, sir. 100. It went away. 100 Belmont Street.
100 B or V?
B, Belmont.
Belmont. 100 Belmont Street. All right, so that's 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Strongman Smackdown right there in Clinton at Johnson Milling Company. And look, man, you got the Google on your phone. Put in Johnson Milling Company, and it'll take you straight there, I assume.
That's what I do.
I do it a lot more than I'd like to admit. I was joking around not too long ago. I was like, man, if you live anywhere around here and you got to put an address in your phone, you don't do enough riding around. Look, with the Biden gas inflation going on, I'm not risking it going anywhere. I want to know exactly where I'm going. I throw it in Google way more than I'd like to admit. There's a lot of new area. Growing up in South Jackson and Byram and all through that area, there's nowhere I can't get to. Just tell me where you're at, and I can drive straight to any street. Well, moving out to Rankin County, I thought I knew Rankin County, but I'm learning all kind of back roads, and there's all kind of new neighborhoods that if you don't know, you don't know.
That's right. And
you get out there riding around, it's like, all right, I can't do it. Because man, like most men, I don't like directions. I was told you I started out putting together some furniture, some outdoor furniture for my wife when we were texting about doing the show, and I refused to have to look at the directions. But you put something together backwards a couple times, you're like, all right, I got to look at the directions because it's like the Bible. It's like I got to quit doing it my way and start doing it God's way.
Directions.
Yeah, the directions. It comes with it. All right, look, on the Guns and Gear text line, it says, how was the comedy show last January 6th Treason Committee? Yeah, it was embarrassing to watch. They were very selective. I didn't hear nothing about Ashley Babbitt. It was just oath keepers. And God bless them. But look, I am not going to be browbeaten into saying that January 6th was a bad thing. I refuse to. I said burn it all down on January 6th, and I stand by it. Burn it all down. I do not care. I think everybody that was involved in January 6th was a hero, an American hero. Budweiser should bring back the Real American Heroes commercial about them. That's how I feel. And if this is where I'm about to get wound up. If now you see why they were so mad and trying to burn the thing down. Let me just go over a few things. Well, Clay, what are you talking about? See, record high gas prices, supply chain issues, America Last policy, stolen elections, massacred school kids in the name of gun control, record murders of minorities. See, black folks, we was fighting for y'all too. And again, open border. And that's just a few things off the top of my head that have been a wreck since Joe Biden took office, since they stole the election right in front of all of us. This is what I'm just going to say we. You know how you got a favorite team and you just refer to it as we? Mm-hmm. Even though you don't play for that team? Well, I wasn't at January 6th, but I'm going to say we because I got their backs. I'm here in Mississippi doing my part. That's what we were fighting for on January 6th, was to prevent all this stuff. That's what we were fighting. That's what they were burning it all down for. That's what they were trying to prevent, was exactly what we're at. I don't think anybody thought it would happen as quick as it has. I heard somebody a quote the other day. They were talking about Jimmy Carter being the worst president ever. And or that Joe Biden was as bad as Jimmy Carter. And they said, no. It took Jimmy Carter 4 years to screw it up. Joe Biden's done it in 1. Really did it in about 6 months. So I can't imagine what the next 2 or 3 years are going to look like at this pace. They're going to have us, this is going to be one big concentration camp. They're going to have us, all of us straight conservatives, they're just going to put us on a ticket, on a train with a one-way ticket. Straight to the ovens is what it feels like. So it's sad, man. It is a sad. Y'all need to get out there. You know, why is my 44-year-old butt got back in the gym and started working out every day? Why have I lost weight? Why am I trying to get healthy? Why am I stockpiling stuff? I'm training for the end of the world, for the apocalypse. I mean, you got to be able to protect your family. You know, get into strongman stuff.
It's your responsibility.
It is, absolutely. You know, we were talking off air a little bit, and you said there's so many people that are just kind of living for themselves, and that you thought it was cool when people do like what we've done, and we step up and we put ourselves, or we put our country in front of ourselves, or whatever the cause may be. And I agree. What was the quote you said? You said people that are living for themselves. That's a great way to look at it, because you don't feel like you're being selfish. You know, you're just leave me alone. And that's where I was. I said, man, I just wanted to be left alone. Just leave me alone. But they can't do it. When we let them just leave us alone, this is what happens. You have to resist. I mean, hell, it's how the left gets everything they want. They resist, and we give in. Y'all don't think that will work if we do it? All right, man, we got a caller here on the Matt Kike Flowwood phone line. Hey. Had a caller on the Matt Kike Flowwood phone line. Anyway, all right, we're going to take a break real quick. Come back. We got Daniel Tate in studio. He's got a strongman competition out there in Clinton tomorrow, the Strongman Smackdown. And look, if you can't find him online anywhere, it's masa.rocks.
Yes, sir.
.com, just masa.rocks.
That's right.
And I'll say, look, y'all know how to get in touch with me. If y'all have any questions about it, I will get you his information. All right, you're listening to the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back on 103.9 WYA. I'll tell you what, actually, we're going to wait a second. We got a call here, and I want to see what this has got to say. Hey, caller, you're on there.
Hi, this is Louise. I just have a slight correction for your description of when our president failed. The very first day he went in there and closed that pipeline is a favor to me, and he's done worse ever since.
Wait, say that one more time.
I said, you mentioned that the president has been a failure for 1 month. I mean, from the first month at least, in the office as president. Well, I differ with you. The very first day he went in the office, he closed the pipeline, that XL pipeline.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It only took him 1 day. It only took him 1 day. You're 100% correct. 100% correct.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye. You too. Bye-bye.
I love our callers. I'm a little hard of hearing, so I apologize for that. All right, we're going to take a break real quick. You're listening to the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back on 103.9 WYAB. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. We're live here on a Friday morning, getting ready to head into a big weekend. And look, man, if you're going to be out house hunting this weekend, you need to holler at my girl, Miss Kimberly Harrelson over at Next Home Realty. If you're out there, you see a house, don't pay no attention to the realtor's name on the sign. Call Kimberly Harrelson, and she's going to get you rolling. Let her handle it for you. If you're looking to sell your home, maybe you hadn't even got out there and started looking at houses yet, holler at Kimberly. Look, her husband is does home loans and mortgages and stuff like that too, so she can lead you in the right direction. She can help get you a pre-approval, the whole 9 yards. Check out Kimberly online at KimberlySalesMS.com. That's KIMBERLEE salesms.com. And look, the Next Home Realty office is right there on Old Fannin Road, right in front of Fannin Mart, next to my buddy Monty's seafood restaurant out there. So check them out. All right, that's Kimberly Harrelson. All right, man, we've got a caller. I was waiting to see when Mr. Derek was going to call into the Matt Kike Flowwood phone line. Derek, you're on there.
My brother from another mother, how you doing this morning?
Man, I'm good, brother. How about yourself?
Hey, kind of in morning this morning, because as you know, Newton and Meridian is like my hometown, and I knew that officer as well, and the guy that shot him, let's get one. I wanted to clear something up real quick. He technically was a policeman. He had already been fired, and he was working there, but he'd never even been to the academy, I don't think.
Gotcha.
So guy that's not certified, I don't classify him as an officer. You know what I mean? He's just somebody just wasting time for 2 years. And he does come from a background of a bunch of silly people, so, should have never even been a police officer. But my prayers to the family, and I hope he gets caught quickly, which he will.
Oh, yeah. The whole state is looking for him. Yeah, it's a bad day to be him.
Yeah, and the other point I wanted to make real quick, and this is just a plea to somebody that I know. I'm pretty sure you read my response on Sage Jackson. I'm not. Yeah, if it's okay, can I call that person's name out?
Doesn't matter to me.
Tony, listen. I put it on the comment, and I'm saying it on the air, and I'm saying this not to be mean or pat you on the back or anything like that. But when you ran for that position and you talked to me when you was campaigning, I told you I lived in Rankin. I couldn't vote for you, but whatever you were going to do, whatever your motivations are, whatever you do, make sure you do your due diligence. But if you get on there and start playing a race card and blaming others for what you did, that's not doing your due diligence. My only thing is that you be silent, you be quiet, you fight this thing in court and not in the court of opinion.
And just so people know, he's referring to Tony Johnson, the Hinds County election commissioner who has been arrested for embezzlement. And, and for her to play the race card is a bit funny because it is a black DA in Hinds County that's prosecuting her. So I know Shad White, filed the charges, but it's being prosecuted by a black DA. So.
And I can tell you with the utmost certainty, being a former DHS employee, that everybody from the top to the bottom and the lowest man on the totem pole is paying for that money coming up missing. So to get on there and say that was just totally asinine and was totally out of character, because every person that's involved in it, from the lowest man on the totem pole all the way up to the top, is paying for that money that was stolen from DHS from the poor. Yeah. So for you to get up there and make that about race and about woe is me, listen, one thing that the Tuskegee Airmen understood when they were training at Tuskegee, that no corners was going to be cut for them and that they were going to be held at a different standard than their Caucasian counterparts. Now, did the Caucasian pilots do things that was woefully dangerous? Of course they did. But the black pilots knew that they can only be held accountable for themselves. So they didn't throw no race card out, and they went on to be some of the best pilots that the world has ever seen. So don't do that.
Yeah, when you're under a microscope, don't mess up.
Yeah. Let's just say that is the case. It still doesn't take away what you allegedly done. So fight your battle silent, be quiet, and fight your battle in the court, not in the court of popular opinion.
Exactly. You're not going to win it in the court of public opinion. I mean, I guess you are when you're trying to tamper with the jury pool and all that and trying to poison the well. But, hey, actually, it was you that told me the other day. It said jury selection began when the newspaper opened the next day, right?
That is correct. Anytime you get a public person, somebody that's been out there in the media spotlight or some what they call themselves local celebrity or whatever, and you have not done your due diligence, the jury selection begins at the breakfast table of every house in Jackson.
Yep.
So let's not go there.
Yep. Hey, Derek, while I got you on the phone real quick, tell me, what do you think? What'd you think about the January 6th stuff last night? Did you watch any of it?
It was excuse my language. It was a shit show.
Oh, Derek.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, brother, but that's what it was.
All right, look, hey, they got a rule here. If you cuss, I got to let you go. So we'll talk Monday. I'll talk to you over the weekend.
My apologies, but that's what it was.
Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Bye. I don't disagree. And I think those are my exact words. Y'all may follow me online. I do curse there on the interwebs. So, but yeah, that's exactly. It was a poop show on the TV last night, and I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. I said I wasn't going to watch this stuff to begin with. I said I'm not an anger addict. I don't watch things that make me mad. But then I remember, hey, you do host a radio show, and you probably need to know what you're talking about if you're going to talk about it. So I made myself watch it, and I made myself watch the liberal media version of it. I watched NBC. Oh my God, I wanted to pour bleach in my eyes by the end of it. They opened up, and the first person on my TV with Bennie Thompson. I'm like, oh, why? Why do I have to see this guy on my TV? And what a disgrace to Mississippi. What an absolute disgrace. And then Liz Cheney. I could go on and on and on. All right. Let's see here on the Guns and Gear text line. Somebody asked how much does it cost taxpayers for the show? It's high. I mean, I don't know what they spent on this whole thing, but I know there were some Republicans that made the formal request for them to not delete any of the information they have of their timeline because they're going to use it against them in January when they take back over control of the Senate, hopefully. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. Shifting gears again, back to strongman stuff. I got Daniel Tate in the studio with me. He's got a big strongman competition called the Strongman Smackdown tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., right there in Clinton at Johnson Milling Company. And, hey, look, no cover charge. So if you just want to come out and check it out, I'm seriously thinking about getting up and coming down because it's supposed to rain some tomorrow anyway, and I can't wash cars in the rain. This is going to be under the if it rains tomorrow, y'all protected?
Yes. That will be indoors for 4 of the 5 events.
What are some of the events?
We have a Trump log, no relation to the former president.
I'm sure it's a huge log.
It's a big.
Best log ever.
It's huge, yes. There's 3 weights, so the heaviest weight will trump any of the lighter weights. So the most reps done at the heaviest weight will win.
So you got that. So what else what are some of the other events?
The keg medley, the king and queen of the keg medley, and then we have a partial 18-inch deadlift from Wagon Wheels, so that we should see some big numbers on that. We have the iconic Atlas Stone series. The athletes will load 5 Atlas Stones onto a platform.
And that's like that is the big boy of the events. That's the one everybody knows.
Yes,
that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is. What kind of weight? How much do those stones weigh?
The biggest stone is 370 pounds.
What do they start at?
200 for the men. I think the smallest for the ladies is 103, and I think we have somebody that can load up to 225, 250 in the women.
I would make you a bet right now that I could become a trans woman. I could enter this thing and still lose. Based on the amount because with no experience, I bet $100 with no. If I went in and I went all in,
yeah,
I could not beat. I mean, I consider myself strong, but I've never done that form or technique or that discipline. I bet you those women would beat me. I'm being a little self-defecating here, but I'm trying to show how tough this stuff actually is.
Yes, I tell people when they're novice to come hang out and train with the women, and see how they like it.
Man, because working out in gyms for years and years, you run across some strong women here and there.
Oh yeah,
it's like running across a big Asian dude. Yeah, every now and then you're going to find one.
These women are impressive. They're lifting some heavy weight.
Yeah, I worked out with this girl in Byram. I don't remember her name, but it was when the gym was in Byram, and she was a power lifter. I mean, I did the powerlifting every weekend and stuff. I mean, she was a rock. I would not have wanted to had to get to a competition with her. I never told her, but she benched more than I did.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to sit over here and mind my own business. She's like, do you need to get in with them? No, I'm doing legs today. It was never chest day when they were over there powerlifting.
No, they're not going to take it easy on you either.
No, not at all. All right, we got a caller here on the Mac Hike of Flowwood phone line. Hey, caller, you're on there.
I just wanted to let you know that they just said inflation was up to 8.6%.
I just saw the breaking news thing there, man.
So I just hope you idiots that voted for Democrats are happy. And it don't matter who you vote for, you're not going to be any better off. You've been where you've been because you voted Democrat for the last 100 years, and you're going to stay there.
Amen.
If you get my drift.
Amen. Poe going to stay Poe.
Huh?
I said Poe people going to stay Poe. I mean, it's just it's that mentality.
I'm not trying to be that sound like a jerk, but I mean, dude, this Benny going up there talking about the Klan. I got news for you. The Senate and the House, Bennie Thompson back in the day didn't have a pot to use the bathroom in, when to throw it at. Now he's worth, $50 million?
I think it's 80. I mean, splitting hairs. Okay. Splitting hairs, but yeah.
Plus a house in the Bahamas and a house in Bolton and a house in D.C. But the funny thing about it, Clay, every time I ever see him out and about, he's always in Rankin County. Same way with Chuckway. When I seen them there out and about, they were always either in Pearl or Flowwood. That's kind of fun, man.
They want to stay where it's safe. They know that they have raped and pillaged Jackson for every bit of morals and values that it has, and humanity. So they don't want to go out to eat there.
You think because they don't respect Mike Dollars? Y'all guys have a good one.
You too, brother. Speaking of all that, I've got Benny's little quote here.
And the Mississippi River. I'm from a part of the country where people justify the actions of slavery, the Ku Klux Klan, and lynching.
All white
I'm
Democrats.
reminded of that dark history as I hear voices today.
All white Democrats. That's what he's talking about there. White liberals. They've traded in their Klan suit for purple hair and a Black Lives Matter shirt, and they're serving coffee somewhere in Fondren right now. That is your new Klan.
Try and justify the actions of the insurrectionists on January 6, 2021. Over the next few weeks, hopefully you will get to know the other members.
Clown show. We live in an absolute clown world. That is what that is. He was talking about white Democrats right there, justifying lynching, Klan. That's what white liberals do. All right, we got a call here on the Matt Kike Flowwood phone line.
Hey, Clay, how y'all doing this morning?
Man, Josh, I'm glad you called in, man. I heard you on Jameson's show the other day.
Yes, sir.
And I may have been passing by your house when you were on the phone talking about your 6 Cassidy signs.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. Also, one other thing, is that a strongman during the day going on?
Yes, sir.
It starts from 9 a.m. till about a little after lunch.
Because, I would put out, we can watch that, and then I'm going to be at the Bare Knuckles boxing over there starting at like 5 to midnight or something at Jackson.
Where's that at?
I'd have to look it up because I'm going to be working at part of it, doing like guard stuff and just watching folks. But
will you please send that to me?
I will. I'll look it up. I think I emailed you one time. You didn't email back. Do I send that to YAB?
Yeah, Clay at WYAB. And look, I'm terrible at emailing back, but I do get all the emails.
Okay.
But recommunicating is not my strong point.
Right, yeah. Well, there's a Bare Knuckles boxing. I figured that's the afternoon, that it doesn't conflict. So you can go get your strongman watching going on, and then you can go watch people beat each other up bare knuckles.
Manly men doing manly stuff. I like it.
Yeah, it'd be a man day. But I was going to point out, I just do my research, and I'm not saying that any of these politicians, well, they're all politicians one way or another once you get into that realm. But doing my research, if you look at it, and I did, Bennie Thompson is the chairman of Homeland Security, right?
Yes.
He's the chairman. So Mike Guest, and I don't mind putting it out there, everybody can do their research. Google Mike Guest Homeland Security, and you'll see that there is what they call a ranking member, and he is a vice-ranking member. Now, all the rest of them, you say just ranking members. They're on there. There's only some people that get that ranking member and vice-ranking member. The rest of them just say member.
Hey, Josh.
You can look all of this up online.
Josh, I hate to cut you short, brother. I've got to take this break real quick and come back and land the plane for the day. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you for doing everything you do, and shoot me that information.
Yes, sir. Will do.
All right, brother. Peace.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to take a break real quick. You're listening to The Clay Edwards Show. Be right back here to close out the show for the day on 103.9 WYAB. All right, welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. I just want to thank everybody who's been a part of the shows this week. Been a great week of shows. Just a big week around here in general. And I just want to appreciate everybody, man. Y'all have made the Clay Edwards Show podcast one of the most downloaded podcasts in the state of Mississippi. And I'm just going to say it. We might not be number one on the charts, but we're number one in your hearts on the podcasting rankings there. So appreciate y'all helping us get to what we're doing because, hey, man, we give back. That's one thing we do here is when somebody's got something that they need a little help promoting, a charity they need money raised for, you can come to the Clay Edwards Show and WYAB in general. And we're going to help. We're going to help you bring attention to what you're doing. And that's what we do here. And, in return, we ask that you support our sponsors and the people you hear advertise on this station. It's, share the word. We'll do the same. And that's what we're doing this morning. We've got about 20, 30 seconds left here with Mr. Daniel Tate. Daniel, close it out for us, brother. What you got going on, when and where tomorrow?
We got the Strongman Smackdown. We have some amateur athletes coming out competing for cash prizes and some prizes like custom Atlas stones and different things like that.
Starts at 9 a.m.
Starts at 9.
Johnson Milling Company in Clinton.
Yes, 100 Belmont Street.
Thank you. Coming up next, Jim Thornton, followed by Mike Madison. ClayEdwardsShow.com.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. as the Clay Edwards Show discusses all that is going on in and around the city of Jackson.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Right here on 103.9 WYAB.